The HT to smartphone and tablet interface cable revisited. What else can you do with it? Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, so what we've got here is my tablet here with the interface cable from AliExpress plugged into this radio here. There's not strictly legal, it's on PMR 446. I was going to do it with the Baofeng 888 programmed for 446, but behind the scenes tests proved that that wasn't going to work. So instead, the receiver is going to be this one, and the transmitter is going to be that one. So the receiver is a Silvercrest that I got from Lidl after being alerted to these by someone who I've since not spoken to for a very long time. And these radios were, when I reviewed them, quite good. And then I discovered subsequently that they're just a rebadged Retivis. The Retivis one's orange. So all these are just black and completely, and just have Silvercrest on them. Made for Lidl. So got two of them. They come as a pair, and I've got a review video on those if you want to look at that. So this will do the... So let's bring it back into shot. This will do the receiving and some of the receiving and transmitting, as will that. So I've got it currently set up for slow scan TV and a slow scan TV test card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my personal phone, which is just here, and I'm going to unlock my personal phone. I'm then going to go into the Robot 36 app, which is a free SSTV decoder, which allows you to decode SSTV with just your phone, just holding it to the radio speaker. That does actually work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to stay in this room to actually do this, because I can't go into the other room, which I would do otherwise, for every other test I'm going to do. So, Robot 36 is apparently actually still running. It had a little dot on it, I'm not sure what that was all about. Does say decoder is running. And I've just got a like by Ham Radio 2.0 for a tweet I put out earlier, or a post on X, as we call them these days. So, yeah. So, Robot 36 is now running on the phone. So, in order for me to show you the actual output of that and the receive of that, I will have to run a screen capture. So I'm going to do just that, because this phone has a built-in screen recording software, and I'm going to somehow splice that into the video. So I've got that set to record from the phone's microphone, so it will pick up the radio as the signal comes through. So all I'm going to do is going to do that by putting that there and that there. I'm going to have to do it off camera. So I'll do it off camera, I'll stop the recording, and I'll splice the output into the video. I'm sure I can do that. I'm sure Caden Live, which is my editor of choice, won't complain too much about that. So I'll give that a go, see what happens. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press the start button on there, and then that'll start the transmitter. Actually, I'll keep the video going for this, so you know it's actually working, because you'll see the little red light on top of the radio there when it transmits. So let's transmit that now. Okay, that's now transmitted. So I will put this radio there, because this is the radio that did the receiving, and I will show you the output. I'm going to stop the screen record. Oh, the screen record never started, did it? Oh, did it? No, I don't think it did record. Oh. That's a bit annoying. Or did it? I don't know. Get rid of that. Let me check. Oh yes, the screen recorder did record. So, let's bring up the image. It is 11:43-ish, so now try and focus on that without the fill light above the camera there getting caught on the image. So that's the image as it was sent. So it did actually record. I thought it hadn't, because I hadn't realised I'd actually stopped the screen recording because I was a bit on autopilot. Now, we know it works that way, so we've now got to see if it works the other way to the tablet. So that's the next thing. So I'm going to swap it around and we'll see if it works that way. Right, so what we've got now is the tablet is now running the same app that was on the phone. But what I can do in this instance is, instead of transmitting the signal from that, it's going to receive on that, and it'll be transmitting from my personal phone by way of holding my personal phone, as you can see, and I bring it into focus, against the radio there. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that off camera, so you don't have to put up with that racket again. So I'll pause the video while I... Actually, no, won't pause the video. I'll go into the other room and do that. Right, so I've paused the Robot 36 app to stop it receiving anything else. So it has received, as you saw there. You wouldn't have heard the noise unless this microphone is that sensitive it can hear through walls, which I don't think it can. So the next thing to do is test it with Zello, because that's another test I want to do. So I'll just pause while I set that up. Right, so we've now got Zello on the screen there. So it's currently passing through my phone. So what we can do is I can go into Zello. It says I need a response apparently, but I don't. So we've got Zello on my phone screen there. I'm going to just do that first. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use the radio to communicate with Zello. And I'm going to screen capture that. I've got to make sure I clear the Robot 36 decoder, because otherwise things might not work at all. So we just check things are working. 1, 2. It didn't actually transmit, but we'll see. Soon find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No, it's actually not going into transmit. That's a bit alarming, isn't it? Yeah, that's not going into transmit. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is going to transmit. I've just got to give it a couple of seconds to actually think about it. So, there we go. Do have technical problems sometimes. So, let's go to the screen record. It keeps telling me Robot 36 is still running. Despite the fact I'm not running it. There we go. And I will go to my screen recorder. I will have a look on here for screen recorder. So I've gone to my phone screen recorder, and I'll somehow splice it in. So screen recording, I want to record the system, but not the microphone in this instance. So that is now recording. So let's see what happens. I'm going to leave this running in here, so we can see the transmitter operate as well. And in fact, this radio can stay in here. Because if I don't leave that radio in here, you guys won't hear it. So I've just got to turn the microphone the right way around. So I'll just pause to do that.
This is a test of me transmitting from Zello to a radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To a 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm in a different room to the radio.
Okay, so this is a test of me transmitting from Zello to a radio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm transmitting on Zello to a radio which is in the other room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm in a different room to the radio. Okay, so that's that way done. And you would have seen the transmit, and also you would have seen the display on Zello there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the radio to receive on the phone. So I'm going to do a screen record of that, and I'm going to keep the radio in here, so I'll have to put my phone somewhere else so that when the screen record takes place, then actually I could just plug a pair of headphones into the phone, which would be a good idea, when no one's calling me. Okay, so we'll try that again without people calling. So I've done the Zello to radio, and now I want to do the radio to Zello. So I'm going to try that again, hopefully with no one calling me this time, because I can't really have that happen whilst I'm doing that, can I? So I'm going to screen record that, and hopefully with a bit of luck it should come out. Okay, so the phone's now moved into the other room, so let's give this a go. Okay, so I'm now testing radio to Zello. So I've got the Silvercrest rebadged Retivis in my hand here, which I'm transmitting on, and the reception is on Zello. I'm going to try and splice the other end into the video so you can hear what that sounds like. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, but you never know. Right, I'll go get my phone.
Okay, so I'm now testing radio to Zello. So I've got the Silvercrest rebadged Retivis in my hand here, which I'm transmitting on, and the reception is on Zello. I'm going to try and splice the other end into the video so you can hear what that sounds like. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, but you never know.
Right, so I've got my phone back now. Hopefully no one's going to try calling me again, because that was a friend of mine. The friend of mine is thinking about moving over here that might actually be helping me with the videos if I can somehow convince them to do so. But, you know, they might not want to do it. They might just want to be behind the camera or whatever. But then again, they might be more than happy to help, because I've been doing these videos on my own for quite some time. So, you know, it's always nice to have a bit of help. But, yeah. So, anyway, so that's now done the Zello test, and it seems to work okay. So you can make a Zello gateway with it if you want. This cheap cable with a Zello gateway and an old Android tablet, that would be fine. And as long as you can get the Vox settings on the radio you're using right. I'm going to have to try this again with a PMR 446 that actually has the Kenwood connector on it, because I don't have any PMR 446 radios that have the Kenwood connector on, and I'm having to use this, which I technically shouldn't, but, you know, it's been running at low power all the time anyway, and the difference between half a watt and a watt is negligible. There's just no difference there at all whatsoever. And I'm also inside a building with thick cladding on the outside walls, and I think a lot of metal in the walls as well, and I've got metal chimney breast. And, yeah. So this wasn't quite planned to be done today. It was going to be done at some point, but today it wasn't quite planned because I didn't get out on time for work today, because I had to deal with some rather horrible yellow and black stingy intruders. It's a bit late for them at this time of year. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I absolutely hate the damn things. So I thought, why not just make a video instead, just before I go out to work? So, yeah, why not? Make a video, and I'll do a little bit of work later on, because I can do a little bit of work later on if I choose. So, this is definitely a useful cable. It does work for Zello. It works for slow scan TV. Well, so you could probably use it to receive slow scan TV from the ISS. All you need is a handheld receiver and a tablet and an app, and it will receive from the ISS when it passes, but you've got to know when the ISS is passing in order to do that. So, well, I am getting text messages from people as well, which is interesting. I will actually have a look at that text in a moment. I think it's from another friend of mine. And, yeah. Oh, look, I was originally going to use that, but the Vox is absolutely rubbish on there, and I'd actually tested that on an SDR, and it had programmed up for PMR 446. It's actually quite low on frequency there, so either this thing's drifted, so I've had it a good few years, but I can't see why it would have drifted that badly, or it's just not very good at keeping on frequency. I don't know. Or it could be just the battery was a bit low, because when I found it this morning, the battery was actually dead. So I only put it on charge for a little bit. So, yes, I checked it on the SDR. It was low on frequency compared to the Silvercrest, which is Retivis made, and that's actually okay. So I think that Wuxion's still on frequency as well, even though I think that's actually older than the Baofeng. A very useful cable, very cheap. You do have to wait a few weeks for it to arrive if you order it from AliExpress. I do have the video, and I will probably put a link to that video as well. So, with me now also entering the YouTube Partner Program, I can now offer membership levels to help support the channel. So 99p to support the channel, and you will get priority replies to your comments, and if you pay an extra £2, you'll also get early access to videos. This isn't an early access video. This is going straight out to you guys, because obviously I've got to announce this, haven't I? So it can't really be early access to members only. The next one will be members only early access. You just pay an extra £2 on top of the 99p for that. Set deliberately low because obviously people can't afford great amounts, and I don't expect people to pay me lots of money. Just goes towards getting the channel better, and maybe towards equipment as well. But we'll see what happens there. It's Paul, you know who I am, and hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was somewhat useful to you. And again, at my cluttered dining table, where I seem to be doing a lot of work at the moment, like for various things. It's like fitting Anderson power pole connectors and testing out cutting cables, building antennas. I've all been doing that at the dining table for a change. Also been using a different fill light to normal rather than the one built into the phone. I've been using this battery powered one that's actually stuck on top of the camera. And the microphone is, I've got 3 positions to mount the microphone now, because I've got this light that I got from B&M. It came with a little tripod, which I used in the 145 Alive video. And you might have saw the tripod to the side of the 991A, because I used a different tripod to actually put the camera around the car's handbrake, because that's how I've always done that. And that cable was from AliExpress, and I'll pop a link to the video in which I actually have a look at the cable initially for APRS, which is what I bought it for intentionally, rather than this use, but this use just showed the test show that can do it, this use. Right, so 7.3 for now. Catch you in the next one, and hopefully I'll try and get a few more videos out, because I've been really struggling lately with work. But today it didn't happen because I had to get rid of the stingy yellow and black intruders. I think there is still one somewhere. I don't know where it is, because I did see another one earlier on when I was getting the equipment that I needed out of the bedroom, because all my phone chargers are in the bedroom and I've been charging this camera on it. 7.3 for now. I'll catch you in the next one.